Have you ever wondered why some people seem to thrive in all areas of their lives while others struggle to move forward? The answer might lie in the daily habits they cultivate. In this video, I'll share with you the 10 habits that all prosperous people have in common and, more importantly, how you can adopt these habits to transform your life, whether in your career, finances, or personal well-being. Imagine living with more purpose, making decisions that truly move you forward, and feeling that each day is a step in the right direction. These habits have the power to change your mindset, elevate your productivity, and increase your impact on the world. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or just curious about how to achieve more prosperity, this video is for you. So stay with me until the end, because you'll discover not only what you need to do, but also how to start building a life of abundance and fulfillment today. Are you ready to take the next step toward your prosperity? Let's go together. Having a clear definition of goals is the starting point for any journey toward prosperity. People who achieve great things know exactly where they're going. They don't just let life happen. Instead, they shape it with well-defined intentions. Imagine yourself in a boat, sailing in the open sea. Without a destination, you are adrift, wasting time and energy. But by charting a precise route, every action has a purpose, and every effort aligns with what truly matters. To start, sit down with paper and pen and write where you want to be in the next 5 years. Simple but powerful. When someone sets specific goals, they create a clear path for the brain to follow. It works almost like a mental GPS, guiding your daily decisions. Take, for example, a person who wants to save for a big trip. Without a clear goal, it's easy to get distracted by small daily expenses. However, when a goal is set to save an exact amount every month, purchasing decisions change. Before spending, this person will ask, does this bring me closer to or further from my goal? It's this clarity that brings tangible results. Choose a goal, even a small one, and start measuring your steps. Setting goals also fuels motivation. When you visualize what you want to achieve, you feel that thrill, an internal push that makes you move. Now, think about your own life. What do you really want? A new job, starting a business, having more time for family? Define it clearly and see how, almost like magic, your actions begin to converge in that direction. But it doesn't stop here. Each goal is just the first step in a longer journey. After setting the destination comes the work of building the path, and that's where the next habit comes in. A growth mindset is like the fertile soil where all seeds of success are planted. Prosperous people believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed with dedication and effort. They see challenges as learning opportunities, not as insurmountable barriers. Have you noticed how some people simply give up at the first difficulty? On the other hand, those who thrive use these obstacles as springboards to jump even higher. To start cultivating this mindset, a good practice is to question your own limitations. What can I learn from this? It seems simple, but it changes everything. Imagine someone who wants to learn a new language. If they believe they have no knack for languages, no matter how much they study, their mind will be blocked. Now, think of the same person but with a growth mindset. Instead of thinking, I can't, they think, I can't yet. This small shift in perspective makes all the difference. This person will seek new ways to learn, like watching movies without subtitles, practicing conversation with natives, or even traveling to immerse themselves in the culture. See how growth is always within reach for those who allow themselves to try. Moreover, a growth mindset allows one to accept criticism and learn from mistakes without feeling defeated. Constructive criticism, for someone who thinks this way, is seen as a guide, not an attack. Think of great leaders or athletes. They are exceptional not just for their talent, but for their persistence in improving every day. The next time you receive feedback, instead of getting discouraged, ask yourself, how can I use this to become better? And so, a new habit begins to form, leading to new possibilities. Speaking of habits, the next one is fundamental to structuring this growth. Organization and planning are the foundations that support any journey toward prosperity. Prosperous people know that chaos is the enemy of progress. They keep their schedules organized, their tasks well-defined, and their goals mapped out. A disorganized person, on the other hand, wastes time and energy searching for quick fixes to problems that could have been avoided with a little planning. How about starting with something simple? Create a 5-minute morning routine to list your daily priorities. Small adjustments like this can lead to big changes. Imagine a business person who organizes their day the night before. They divide their tasks into time blocks dedicated to each area of their life: meetings, learning time, relaxation time. Instead of being consumed by urgencies, they act proactively, knowing exactly what needs to be done and when. If something unexpected comes up, they know how to adjust because they have clarity about what is truly important. For many, this may seem like too much work, but the truth is that organization offers freedom to focus on what matters, without distractions. Planning also helps to keep the focus on long-term goals. Prosperity is not built in a day. It is the result of consistent and organized choices over time. A practical tip? Use digital tools like Google Calendar or productivity apps to keep everything in order. Set aside a moment once a week to review your progress and adjust the plan as necessary. Because without a plan, even the best of dreams can be lost in the wind. And now, speaking of focus, let's dive into the next habit that perfectly complements planning. Knowing where to put your energy is one of the best-kept secrets of prosperous people. They don't try to do everything at once. Instead, they choose what is truly important and direct their focus toward it. We live in an era of distractions, and knowing how to prioritize is like having a superpower. It's easy to get lost in a multitude of tasks, but true prosperity comes from eliminating the superfluous and focusing on the essential. A good exercise is to use the rule of 3 technique. Choose only 3 priority tasks for the day and concentrate on them. The impact can be surprising. Think of an athlete training for the Olympics. They know that to reach the podium, they cannot be distracted by activities that are not aligned with their goal. They train with absolute focus, adjusting their routine as necessary to hone their skills. Now, apply this to your own life. Want to start a business? Then maybe it's time to set aside some hobbies or activities that don't directly contribute to that dream. Remember, the quality of focus determines the quality of results. The power of focus multiplies when combined with conscious prioritization. Those who thrive don't say yes to everything. On the contrary, they learn to say no to what doesn't add value. If you feel overwhelmed, it might be time to reassess your priorities. Try spending 15 minutes at the end of each week reviewing what went well and what needs adjustment. Small, focused, and consistent steps create the path to great achievements. Now, speaking of persistence, the next habit will show how a positive mindset can turn obstacles into opportunities. Maintaining a positive attitude and being resilient are standout characteristics in prosperous people. They know that not everything will go as planned, and that's where resilience comes in. In the face of challenges, they see opportunities for growth rather than reasons to give up. Have you noticed how some people seem to turn lemons into lemonade? Well, it's precisely this type of mindset that paves the way for success. To cultivate this attitude, start practicing mental reversal. Whenever something bad happens, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Consider the example of an entrepreneur who loses a big contract. For many, this would be a reason to abandon ship. But a resilient person sees this situation as a learning moment. Maybe there's something to adjust in the sales approach or in client relationships. Instead of succumbing to discouragement, they analyze, adjust the course, and move forward. This ability to get back up after each fall is what distinguishes the prosperous from the rest. In practice, This means facing problems head-on without losing confidence that better days will come. Moreover, a positive attitude is a magnet for good energy and new opportunities. Think about how a mental stance affects those around you. An optimistic leader inspires their team to do more and better, while a pessimistic leader only sows doubt. To keep this energy high, try starting the day with positive affirmations or sincere gratitude. This changes your mental state and prepares you to handle the day's challenges with renewed strength. And speaking of a support network, let's explore how the right connections can open incredible doors in the next habit. Prosperous people understand that no one achieves success alone. They invest in building solid and genuine relationships, knowing that a good support network can be the key to opening doors. Imagine having people around you who challenge you to grow, support you in tough times, and sincerely celebrate your victories. It's more than just having contacts. It's about creating deep connections that add mutual value. To start, how about scheduling a conversation with someone you admire? It could be a mentor, a friend, or even a colleague. True prosperity begins when there is an exchange of ideas and support. Think of great entrepreneurs or successful leaders. All of them, without exception, attribute part of their success to their network. When you surround yourself with inspiring people, it becomes easier to stay motivated and on the right path. However, remember that it's not just about receiving, it's also about giving back. Be the kind of person who helps others, who shares knowledge, and who is genuinely interested in the success of those around you. This creates a virtuous cycle of growth and abundance. Also, remember that a strong network is not built overnight. It requires time, dedication, and authentic interest. For practical steps, consider attending events, joining communities aligned with your interests, or even volunteering. Sometimes, the best connections are formed in unexpected places. But when you cultivate them, you realize how much they can accelerate your journey to prosperity. And speaking of acceleration, the next habit teaches us how to harness the power of continuous learning to always stay ahead. Now that you know the 10 habits of prosperous people, it's time to turn that knowledge into action. Ask yourself, which of these habits will you start incorporating into your life today? Remember, true change doesn't happen just with information, but with practical application. Feel free to share in the comments which habit resonated with you the most and how you plan to implement it. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about how to achieve success, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your journey to a more prosperous life begins now. Let's walk this path together.